Well, welcome everybody. It's the top of the hour. It's 12 o'clock Eastern time, and this is Kathy Rodriguez and Onyx Coale, and our very first business opportunity meeting on our Zoom. Hopefully we'll be
Hello, this is Eric.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. I'm going to jump on mute unless you have any questions. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to start this right now. We're going to start this meeting. We're at the top of the hour. Welcome, welcome everybody. This is the first of many, our business opportunity meetings with Onyx Coale and Kathy Rodriguez. We've been on this journey about 6 weeks, and Onyx and I wanted to bring you guys together and tell you how this pretty much all started for us. 8 years ago, I was actually introduced to Onyx Coale via the phone. He actually reached out and called me, and the last 8 years have just been an amazing friendship has developed, and somebody I truly respect with her knowledge to natural health and what we need to do and put in our bodies to make us the strongest that we can be. So I was introduced to a product that somebody actually walked into my office in Modesto, California and said, put this on your neck. I broke my neck a few weeks before my 13th birthday. I broke 1, 3, and 4 of my cervical vertebrae. I have arthritis 1 through 4 that has caused a natural fusion. But in October of this past year, I was in a car accident with my friend up in Seattle, and she and I were both injured in that car accident. And what happened was 5 through 7, I have exploded discs that have pinched into my spinal cord, and it had made my right arm go numb, my right hand especially. So when he brought this patch over, my friend who is a chimney sweep in Modesto, California, I'm a real estate broker, he said, put this on your neck, it will help. I basically did it to get him to move on his way. It's like you guys, you're constantly being pitched products, especially when you're in real estate or somebody that's done sales before. Everybody wants you to be involved in their company and sell their product. So he went on his way. I was getting ready for vacation, took off for Oregon that next morning, and I had actually forgot to take the patch off. Well, needless to say, took it off, went in the shower. My husband said, what was that? I said, oh, it's a patch that Ron Rabin gave me. And he said, well, did it help you sleep? And I said, well, I don't know. And he goes, because you slept so soundly last night, I had to check to see if you were alive. And I didn't sleep well at all. And I'm like, really? So being a very healthy skeptic that I am, I'm like, yeah, I was just tired. So next day, put the patch on, again, an amazing night's sleep. And I said, oh, it's got to be the Oregon air, because we had went on vacation up to the Oregon coast. Next night, same thing. On morning 4, I woke up and the numbness in my hand and thumb was 90% gone. I had feeling in my thumb again. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? Well, of course I was in vacation mode, so I wasn't diving into things like I normally would. So it was easier for me just to call Onyx and say, Onyx, have you ever heard of photobiomodulation? Have you ever heard of this company? And she said, no, I haven't. But I'm in Italy and I'll call you back when I get back into the States. And she goes, end of the week. So she called me on Thursday, and I'm going to let her take it over from here. And that's how this crazy roller coaster started. So Onyx, I'm going to unmute you. There you are. So if you want to jump.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, it's been a crazy roller coaster for all of us. I think that Kathy brought this to me about 35 days ago, and I think I said yes 33 days ago, and I certainly was not looking for an opportunity. I was sitting in Santorini with my daughter when Kathy called. But as many of you know, when I sold my organization back in 2012 and retired, I'm dyslexic, and I love looking at all these different opportunities. I think it's really fascinating. My dyslexic brain loves Rubik's cubing. And when I went through this product and this company and everything about it, I recognized, oh my gosh, this actually hits 10 out of 10. Most of these companies hit 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. And so it doesn't interest me. It doesn't make any sense. And so after going through everything with Kathy, and then they sent us everything that night, I went through it all the information that night. I called Kathy back and I said, Kathy? And she said, yeah. And I said, are you in? And she said, why? And I said, because I'm joining. And she's like, what? I'm sponsoring Onyx Coale? And I said, yes, I'm sponsoring Onyx Coale. And so I think it's been about 33, 34 days. It's been the funnest time I've ever had. and we've only just begun. I was a person who was always afraid of network marketing, and this is a network marketing opportunity, I'll tell you right up front. But it's funny because I was afraid of something I knew nothing about. And one of the things that I realize now is there's very few places in this world that a regular person can go to work, and it doesn't matter your race or your color or your education level or your religion, nothing matters. Any gene will do, and you can actually go out and earn millions and millions of dollars. But in order to do that, for me to be in alignment, it has to be a product that I actually interested in and a product that actually works. And Kathy used a really big couple of words there a few minutes ago called photobiomodulation. And that's a big word that means light therapy. And I myself have been into light therapy for about 3 years. I actually have a red bed at home. And my sister, who's got Ehlers-Danlos, is the one who introduced me actually to red light therapy. So I already understood and fully believe in the power of light. And those of you that don't know anything about light therapy, it's kind of like when you go outside and you stand in the sun. If you get your skin in the sun and your eyeballs in the sun with nothing in between, that's how your body makes vitamin D. The skin and the eyeballs receive a light frequency, and then the body manufactures vitamin D. So this is a little patch, and it's like a little circle. It's like, I don't know, an inch around. And the only thing in the patch is organic crystals. This is not a transdermal product. This is a photobiomodulation product. So what happens is when you put the patch to the section of the body where we emit a red light, all of us emit a light. We're light beings. Our dogs, our cats, our horses, we all emit a light. And when you put the patch into that red light area of the body, the red light from the body heats up the patch, and the patch, then the crystals send a light frequency to the skin. When the skin receives that light frequency, what happens is it activates the GHK copper peptide. If you don't know anything about that copper peptide, please write it down. GHK copper peptide. I encourage you all to please Google it. And what you're going to find is that peptide is the holy grail of anti-aging. And so when that peptide is activated in the body, it does many things. One of the things it does is it resets about 3,000 of your body's genes to a younger level, a younger stage. The other thing it does is it activates the body's own natural stem cells. Has anybody heard anything about stem cells lately? I'm guessing you all have. And so stem cells today is a $200 million a year industry. And in 3 years, it's expected to explode to be a $300 billion a year industry. So this is something that many of us have heard about, many of us are interested in, but frankly, most of us can't afford it because stem cell shots are between $8,000 and $10,000 for a series of shots. And so with this little patch, you can activate your body's own natural stem cells. And what it's going to do in your body, I don't know. The patch is just organic crystals. So the only way you're going to know what it's going to do for you is to actually put it on and try it. The patch doesn't cure anything. It doesn't heal anything. It just activates things within your own body so that your body can actually cure and bring yourself back into balance is what I really like to talk about. So like Kathy, I have been here for about, I think it's 33 days. And immediately I started sleeping better. And then I have a lymph node about this big. It's about the size of half of my baby pinky. It's been there for like 15 years. It's in the fold of my left leg. I've tried everything you can imagine to get rid of that little lymph node. And I got this bright idea. I'm going to put the patch right on it. After about 6 or 7 days of putting the patch right on that lymph node, the lymph node cleared by about 95%. I started squealing. My boyfriend's like, "What are you squealing about?" I'm like, "Come look at this. You got to touch this. You're not going to believe this." And so that happened. The company, just so you know, recommends 2 spots to put the patch. One is just at the bottom of the neck on that little bone that sticks out, or just below your belly button. And they've done scientific studies on those 2 spots, which allows us to talk to people about the fact that you will sleep better, you'll have an increase in energy, and you'll have a reduction in pain from wearing the patch. But what I have found is any spot will do. So what I encourage you to do is to wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. It's just like going to the gym. If you went to the gym 24 hours a day, it wouldn't be as good as going for a period of time, work, and then let your body rest. Same thing with the patch. Wear the patch for 12 hours a day, and then let your body rejuvenate for the next 12 hours, and then put it back on a new patch. Take the first one off after 12 hours, throw that away, wait 12 hours, and then put a new patch on 12 hours later. Kathy, you want to ask a question? I've talked a lot.
No, I just, I can't stress to everybody how important it is. You may come up against somebody and think, oh, they don't have a need for a patch, but there's not a person out there that doesn't have the need for something like this. Everybody out there can be benefited by wearing this patch the 12 hours a day, the 12 on, 12 off. I've literally patched people kind of when they didn't know it. I went to Vegas a few weeks ago for a real estate conference, and I was sharing a room with somebody who just doesn't sleep well. And I was like, look, I tapped it on the back of her back and said, she goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm patching you because you need to sleep better because you're not sleeping, I'm not sleeping. And not only did she go to sleep, she slept hard. I actually had to get up, leave the room, and come back and got ice, went and got me down, got something to drink. She said she didn't even hear me come in. The other thing she noticed is she's a tiny tanks little girl, and she gets up and goes to the bathroom multiple times a night. And she goes, I didn't get up and use the bathroom all night last night. Was that the patch? I said, I don't know. Wear it tomorrow night and find out if it does the same thing for you. So 2 nights in a row, she had undisturbed, amazing deep sleep and was able to sleep through the night without having to get up continually and use the bathroom. Now, knowing her for like I have for the last few years and her working for me, she's had multiple issues with her urinary tract. And now she feels healthier and better. And she's like, oh my God, she goes, I think this actually is helping the problem I've been fighting for the last 2 years. So there's things in your body that you may not know need help. And this patch is going to help and go to work on those things, whether or not you realize that they are or not. So if you give somebody a patch and they're patching, they say, oh, I'm not getting the pain relief in my foot. I have to tell them the news of, yeah, but it's probably going to work someplace that is an area of more need than you having a stubbed toe. And so it's so important that you really do that health checklist and check in with yourself on what do you need to become healthier and to feel better. Because it's just our testimonials that are coming in are the most amazing thing that I've ever heard of. It's just been amazing. Right?
So for myself, I don't know if you all can see it, but right here I have this little dark spot, and it's all on. And I've been wearing the patch now for about 32 days, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The other thing that I don't know if you guys can tell, but look how long my hair is. I think it's grown like 3 or 4 inches. I don't know when that happened, but I just woke up. I was like, oh my gosh, my hair is so much longer. I didn't realize that it had grown so much. So again, between you and me, Kathy, I think out of our group, we've been on and utilizing the patch every day for longer than anybody else in our organizations. But probably testimonials have come in from people who have all kinds of different from. My girlfriend with MS had put weight after wearing the patch for 1 day. She put weight on her right hip for the first time in 6 years. After wearing the patch for about 10 days, she sent me a note and said that the strength and the dexterity in her fingers had completely changed, and she was now able to pick up a fork. And then she called me a few days later and said, I've had 4 days, Onyx, of complete mental clarity. And when you have MS, you don't know this, but most people, they get this brain fog that never goes away. And she said, I can't believe how much this stuff has actually helped. So the patch isn't doing anything. It's your body that's actually healing itself. And some of you that are on this call, my guess is that you'll want to sample and try the patch. One of the things I want to let you know is that corporate, it knows how well this patch works. Just so you know, corporate is 15 years old. They're a debt-free company. And this particular patch took 10 years to develop and $4.5 million in research to get here. So the patch, this X39, was launched in January this year in the US, and since January, the company has grown 4 times. So it's incredible, and that's basically just talking about how great the patch is at helping people. But because the company is so confident on how well the patch is going to work for you, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can come in on one sleeve, which is a 30-day supply, or 3 sleeves, or 5 sleeves, or 11 sleeves, or 19 sleeves, depending on whether or not you want to use it for yourself, and your husband, or you want to use it and start sharing it and building a business. So you can decide, but no matter what level you start at, you're able to receive a 30-day money-back guarantee from the company. So I think that's a great thing for everybody, because it allows us to share the patches and people to sample the patches and try it for 30 days. I've had some people that, I gave them some of the patches and they said, oh, after 3 days, I hate MLM and this isn't going to work and, blah, blah, blah. And I said, just keep putting the patch on, it'll be fine. And, at 7 days, they called back and said, oh, this isn't working. And then I think it was day 8, they called up and said, oh my gosh, Onyx, my knee pain is now completely gone. So each one of you is going to be different. And remember what I said, one of the things that the GHK copper peptide does is it resets 3,000 to 4,000 genes in your body to a younger age. So to bring your genes into balance is going to be different than to bring my genes into balance. And that's why we can't say it's going to do this for you or that for you. You're not going to know. The only way you're going to know is to actually put it on. So how much is a sleeve? I think we should talk about that because I'm really excited about that. So a 30-day supply is $99 plus taxes and shipping, which I don't know anybody that can't afford that. It's much, 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 much more reasonable and a great way to activate the body's own natural stem cells. So it's reasonable, it's effective, and I think you're going to be really excited with the testimonials that you'll have, as I've been experiencing with all the people that I've been patching. It's been amazing.
That's awesome, Onyx. And, we're going to go ahead and wrap this call up. We are recording it. We want to keep it kind of short so you guys can share it. But one of the things I want to close on is Onyx touched on the network marketing industry. And there is so many people that say, oh my God, I'm not going to do network marketing. I shared it with a really good realtor friend of mine, and she said, I don't do those things. And, you guys, these things are more acceptable today than they were even 10 years ago when I did my first network marketing company, because even Amazon is a form of network marketing. All of those sellers that are selling product on Amazon, they're an affiliate marketer somehow, some way. So what this is doing is it's getting rid of the brick and mortars that are out there, the health food stores, those type of things. And all of these things are going to go person to person, belly to belly, the people that you know, and they're going to go online. And you have the opportunity to take a product that's the first of its kind, that has 70 patents alone on this product. David Schmidt, the inventor, made sure he protected it. And this is going to be the only place you're going to get it. So you have the opportunity to take an amazing product that's the first in its industry, is in the stem cell arena, and you have the opportunity to run with the first team that's really going to take this company to $1 billion company. Onyx and I have been able to bring in, I think my downline is almost 500 people in the last 5 weeks. So that's all personally sponsored through our enrollers tree. We're going to do an amazing amount of blessings with this company. So we just invite you to join us, and let's just have a lot of fun with this. And I'm trying to unmute you, Onyx, and I lost you.
Maybe that was on my side. Maybe it muted me. Is that better?
Yeah.
So yes, I agree completely with Kathy. The last time that I said yes to an MLM company, I worked in it for 7 years. In those 7 years, I earned $17 million. But more importantly, I was able to create more than 50 millionaires, which was just amazing to do. In this one, I'm very confident that I'll be creating more than 100 millionaires. The product's better, the science is better, the timing is better, the price point is better. We're open in 100 plus countries already, and I'm 33 days in. My sneakers are on. Let's go. It's time. The person who puts the most patches on the street wins. So start patching your mother, your sister, your brother, your best friend, and somebody at the post office, and somebody you meet at the coffee shop, and watch your ability to bless other people. You're going to be blown away. Absolutely blown away.
All right, we're going to go ahead and
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.